So I wanted to give you guys some information about pet intimacy, but also some secrets and tips to get pet intimacy quicker than you might normally be able to. Now, pet intimacy is very important for many different reasons. If you summon a pet, you can actually check some of the bonuses that you get when you get to a certain intimacy level with your pet, including some pretty big stuff when you get to level 10, but more importantly, it's going to give you some other stuff as well. If you go to your pet labor, you're going to get bonuses in terms of frequency, and that means you're going to get rewards quicker the higher intimacy level that your pet has. And when it comes to pet adventures, if you go to your adventure guide, you'll see that when you actually put a pet in the adventure area, if you click on this thing right here in the upper right, you can actually see that having a higher intimacy level will also give you more rewards from pet adventures. So it's definitely really important, and you want to be trying to slowly be working on getting higher intimacy level with your pets, especially if you're going to be using those pets in the pet labor or pet adventures. Now, I want to give you guys some information, but also some tips on how you can get more pet intimacy quicker than you might normally be able to. But in order to do that, I have to explain some basics on how pet intimacy actually works. Now, the first thing is this mood. Now, this is really important, and there's 3 of them. 2 of them are going to be blue, and 1 of them is going to be yellow. So out of the 2 blue moods, we have the one that you see on the screen right now, which is the blue smiling face. This is the one in the middle. Then there's one lower or worse than this, which is going to be the blue non-smiling or the blue neutral face. That's the worst pet mood. And then you have one above this, and that's going to be yellow. It's going to be the yellow winky face. Now, there's some really important things about these moods, but the higher pet mood that you have and the better mood that your pet is in, the quicker that you're going to be getting intimacy. But also really importantly is you have to kind of know how you get to these higher pet moods, because you cannot actually get to the best pet mood, which is the yellow winky face, just by petting your pet. Now, petting your pet is an option that you can do, but this is at the very most going to bring your pet to the blue smiley face. It will not bring your pet to the yellow winky face. So if your pet is not smiling, if it has the blue neutral face or the blue non-smiling face, you definitely want to make sure to pet your pet, and that will raise your pet's intimacy, or raise your pet's mood from the blue non-smiling face to the blue smiling face, which is the one that we have right here. But petting your pet will not bring your pet from blue smiling to the yellow winky face. In order to do that, you have to feed your pet. Now, feeding your pet is a little bit complicated because it's not just this food right here. You can feed your pet's special favorite food, but that's very, very expensive, and I really wouldn't recommend doing this unless you really need to get your pet to a super high intimacy level super quickly. These foods are expensive. For the yo-yos, they're over 100,000 zenny each. Even for the porings and the lunatics, which are the cheaper pets, they're still around 30,000 zenny each. It's very expensive. I would stick to just using regular food, and you can feed your pets regular food just like you can use the food for yourself. If you go to your cooking box and you click on a food, you'll have the option to use the food yourself, but you'll also have the option to give the food to your pets. Now, feeding your pets is going to raise their mood, but it's also going to allow you to take your pet's mood from the blue smiling face to the yellow winky face, which you cannot do simply by petting your pet. So what you want to do, this is very important, is you want to make sure to first pet your pet to raise it from the blue non-smiling face to the blue smiling face, and then when your pet is at the blue smiling face, you want to give your pet food and you want to feed it, and that will raise your pet's mood from blue to the yellow winky face. You definitely want to make sure to do it in this order. You'll also notice that you'll get some more intimacy by doing this as well. Both petting your pet and feeding your pet will also give you a small amount of intimacy, but having a higher pet mood is going to allow your pet to earn more intimacy quicker than if it was in a worse mood. So at the very least, always make sure that your pet has the blue smiling face. If you can't afford to feed your pet or you forget, definitely just make sure that at the very least you're petting your pet, I would say probably about every half an hour or so. You can also take a look at the messages, and your pet will tell you some stuff occasionally. Your pet will tell you if it's hungry, or if it wants attention, wants to be petted, or even if your pet wants some rest and it wants to be put back into an egg. You can pay attention to that as well, but definitely make sure that you're paying attention to your pet's mood as well. Try to keep its mood as high as you possibly can. Now, when it comes to feeding pets, your pets can only be fed every 15 minutes, so you can't just click on foods all day long. doesn't work like that. Every 15 minutes you can feed your pet, but also your pets can only be fed a total of 6 times per day. But this is going to be per pet. This isn't per character or per account. Every single pet is independent and individual. So what you can actually do is you can be working on several different pets all at the same time and raising all of their intimacies all at the same time. Now, I know this might be a bit of effort, but I would highly recommend doing this and getting at least some of the cheaper pets to max intimacy for your pet labor and also for your pet adventures. You want to do this as soon as you can, because once you start putting in pets with a maxed out intimacy, you're going to be getting much quicker rewards from things like the cooking center and the item shop, which give you really good items. So I would try to be working on getting some pourings to max intimacy, maybe some lunatics, and you can be doing this on several different pets at the same time. So each pet, of course, is going to have its own mood, but just as an example, I've already fed my pet this yo-yo many times today. So if I try to feed him right now, you'll see that it won't actually work. So if I go to feed pets and I try giving him some food, my pet will even say that he's ate too much today. So that's it. I can't feed my yo-yo anymore today. I've already fed it 6 times. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pet away and I'm going to take out one of my pourings. And let's give it food instead. So we've got the blue smiley face, which is good. So I can pet my pet, but as long as it has that blue smiley face, that means that it's ready to be fed. So now let's click on the food and let's give it to my pet here. And this will end up giving it a little bit of intimacy. I'll put my mouse cursor over it just so you can see that it will go up a little bit, but also that pet mood is going to change from the blue smiley face to the yellow winky face. And there we go. And as you can see, it got a little bit of intimacy as well. Now my pet's in a really good mood. And I won't be able to feed this pet now because I just fed it. So if I take out food and I try to feed my pet, it won't actually work. Now I have to wait 15 minutes and I can only do this 6 times a day. But what I can do is I can put away this pouring and I can take out another one, this one right here, which has an intimacy level of 8. And I can feed this one as well because it's been a while since I fed it. So there we go. Every single pet is different, and if you want to work on several different pets at the same time, you can actually be raising their intimacy all at once, and this is definitely going to help you out getting high-level pets with high intimacy for your pet labor and your pet adventures so that you're getting more rewards quicker. So those are the tips and the secrets on pet intimacy and how it works. I'm hoping that this video helped out, especially for newer players, but even if you're a bit more advanced, hopefully you learned a little bit.